The version of myself that I have the hardest time empathizing with is from like ages like 10 to 15. And I had a lot of things going on in my life in those years, multiple different like aspects of trauma and things like that. But, and I know that part of healing some of that trauma is going to require me to empathize with myself. And yet I have a really hard time doing it. But it's occurred to me that the reason that is so hard for me is because during that age of like 10 to 15 or so, I had to, or at least felt like I had to, suppress all of my real feelings and completely accommodate other people for the sake of not rocking the boat. And there was a lot wrong with various parts of my life, but I felt like I couldn't speak to them and I had to just kind of exist within the system instead of speaking out against it. And that is crazy making. And it is really, really hard to suppress all of that. And so it led to me having really big feelings that I kept internalizing. And how that got internalized was through self hatred at myself for having the feelings. And so even though I'm aware of that now, I think when I still think back to like my 12-year-old self, my 10-year-old self, my 15-year-old self, it's really easy to slip back into that mindset that I had at those ages where I was the problem and my emotions were the problem. And even since like getting out of that situation when I was like 15 and, you know, getting healthier and healthier as I've advanced into various stages of adulthood, I have still really clung to like intellectualizing and avoiding my emotions. And so I think that age range where I was like suppressing my emotions as like intensely as possible, empathizing with her and like recognizing that what she was doing felt necessary, still feels really threatening because it's like that is this wall that we have constructed for more than half my life at this point that tries to keep all of that buried and to not see that as me, even though, of course, it was me. I've tried to identify with my thoughts and not with my emotions and my feelings. And so empathizing with that emotional, like adolescent version of me still feels threatening to me. And that's why it's so hard to empathize.